I've also got, if you care to stay, I've got a couple of.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
Fuck's sake. Proud to be. Rogue says that's not a rainbow. That's just stripes. Hello.
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 I've just had to do something that I really judge myself for, but I think you'll understand. In the speed of making a cup of tea, I put the milk and the tea bag in and ran with the hot water and the tea bag. It was just doing that, a very weak tea. There's no time.
My tea brewed just fine.
Well, I had a netball match, okay? It was a choice between sitting here sweating with everybody or decisions had to be made. That's all I can say.
Had to be made. I did realise when I was coming out of the car park that I do live further than you, so I was like, this might be very, very close to me getting in.
Very close to the ground.
Very close. If the lights hadn't changed when they changed, I would have been late.
I've already been insulted about the quality of the tea, and I am ashamed too. Don't worry, it's gonna get darker though. Don't worry, the tea bag's still in there. Evening, how are you two doing? We've got pretty good. I've just done the quickest turnaround ever from netball. Like, this is not how I was 15 minutes ago, was it?
No, she was a lot slicker.
Sweaty. It wasn't great. It wasn't my best look.
Yeah, but you've just been playing for an hour of netball and playing very well, might I add, against a very good team.
Thank you. They were pretty good. We did lose, but we can't have it all.
I was doing the scoring, but I'm not biased.
You were top wag.
My scoring hat on. Do we need to clap for Brogues?
Clap for Brogues. Excellent. You are a bit quiet. Oh, Em's here.
I am I'll shout as usual.
Better. Em's escaped from the toilets of the Emirates and she's made away.
She's escaped from the toilet. She's hopped in her motor. She's vroom vroomed. Too soon. I might be a bit soon.
Oh my God, the insults I'm getting on this tea. Ali, I'd rather you be a couple of minutes late than call that tea never milk and water together. I didn't want to do it, all right? I didn't want to do it. Emma said her life is turning around. She's got a car back. She's onto a new one. That is playing good.
Here you are in the live. Lauren, that's a really good question. How am I dealing with the trauma of Ali's push? Well,
I fancy throwing balls me over soon. Get rid of this Irish one. I've got a new one on the cards. A new one on the cards. I wasn't expecting it at all.
To add insult to injury. What when we got to netball, what did she say? Oh, I did arm day today. As if you need to be doing arm day. What are you trying to do? Kill me?
I swear to God, I barely touched you. The way you went stumbling down the Emirates seats, no.
Don't worry, everyone's seen it. And if you haven't seen it, get yourselves on TikTok. Go to Amy's page. Go to Ali's page.
No.
You can see the evidence for yourself. And you can decide for yourself because the comments are very, very much on my side.
I'm not having it. I touched you with such, like, gentle... Do you know what it was? It was the leverage. And I'm just going to say this, Katie. You've not got a lot of core strength. You should have been able to hold yourself.
I was not prepared. I was in my own little world. I was wiping my snivelly nose after a very mediocre performance by the Arsenal. And I wasn't ready. I even say in the video, I wasn't prepared for that.
I thought you were joking, and I turned around and your face was of like pure disgust at me. I've never seen you look at me like that before, to be fair.
You know what? I actually scared myself a wee bit with that.
I really hope that I never do hurt you, because you can pull a right stinker of the face.
I've got love the denial, even with the video evidence. Rosie says I did look heartbroken. Well,
yeah, you've got a lot of those here. Right, everyone's going at me for this tea. I'm trying to make it darker. I was in a rush. There's more milk than I ever wanted. You've seen my tea. It's usually like brick.
Yeah, listen. Ali's teas, you've heard it here first. Ali's teas are very decent. And I do often turn to you when we're on the sofa watching something and say, oh, that's a great cup of tea.
Yeah. It's the best thing you say, to be fair. There's nothing like being complimented on the quality of your tea.
Listen, I think as a British and Irish person, it's one of the few things we have in life.
This is true. Someone said, do you watch any lower league women teams? Yes, we go to Birmingham games.
Birmingham?
Have you ever been to any other games that are lower league?
No, we haven't, but we do. We have made a point the last couple of weeks of talking about going.
Yes.
And talking about going isn't doing, but
we're
working our way up to it. We've got to, like, a lot of the lower league games are played on Sundays, and we have a lot of Emirates games on Sundays and things like that. So we do want to try and get out to a lower leagues game, and there are certainly quite a lot in our area where we live.
Yeah, Amy said as well, I went to the Lewis game. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you did.
That was a good one. And they are doing a lot for women's football. And maybe we could talk about that next week, because they had a whole host of things that they were doing, and they were really actively trying to encourage equity rather than just equality in the game. And there was a woman there called Karen Dobras, who I think was like running the show. And there's so much they're doing. Like, they're even doing like chant workshops to help women support.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's really cool.
And then someone's put Thornaby FC, and we were saying this week that we wanted to try and arrange, like, not a bus, but maybe like a van load of people, see if people want to go.
Get some
Support. It's about we did say.
Says, will you go to Europe to watch any games? Will we go to Europe? Well, Amy, our chief organizer, our ticket gal, our hotel gal, our all-time bestie gal, has she keeps telling us she's got quite the itinerary for Switzerland. So we're going to be heading to Switzerland in the summer. We're also heading to Lisbon for the Champions League final. But do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day, because I was telling you that when my parents went to France a couple of years ago, they just stumbled into a Women's World Cup game. So I reckon...
Don't just happen to be there.
If we go away somewhere, cheeky wee local match. Let's get going.
Yeah, there's always stuff going on. When I was in Australia, I went to a Sydney FC game and a Melbourne... Oh, it was the Melbourne Derby. It was a Melbourne City versus Melbourne Victory. That was fun.
Yeah. That's what I want to do, and if you go on holiday with me, that's what you're going to be wanting to do.
As long as there's time for silence and time for fun, I'm happy.
Of course. Good book and a good football game.
There you go. Everything you need. Amy's but I almost skipped the Adele concert to watch Stanway play for Bayern. Isn't that the whole reason that you went to Germany?
Yeah.
Rose has put ATQ team at the Euros. Don't forget the manifesting mates. That's true. We definitely want that.
We are manifesting.
I do also want to get down to a Maidenhead game, just because I should. I've been to a Wycombe Wanderers game. I think I said that last week. But yeah, need to hit them off. I also would like to go to a Grimsby Town women game, just because I feel like you should go to a game of your fish.
Yeah,
Anyone who doesn't know.
Fish this time. I just said fish.
So speaking of games, hot off the pitch.
Where do we even start?
Do you want to go for the game we saw first?
We can start with the game we saw first. So we saw Arsenal, Everton, and listen.
And that's it. There's nothing more to say. Stop it there.
It was, I have to say, it didn't lack moments of, like, on the edge of your seatness. What it did lack was any kind of follow through.
Yeah. It just wasn't. There just wasn't any finish. I think. What did we say yesterday? All fart, no poo. There's just no. It went towards the goal a lot of times, but we were edging. We were edging for an hour and a half.
And listen, they saw what we were trying to do, and they said, "We're going to park this bus. Every single field player on our team is going to be a defender today." And do you know what? It worked.
It absolutely works.
What as Emma said yesterday, they played a really low block, so every ball we tried to put in the box just taken out. Courtney Brosnan, listen, got to take our hats off to Courtney Brosnan. She provided some class entertainment. My favourite part, and I think you'll agree, was when she took her time with that ball, got a yellow card, and then took her sweet time having a little drink before she continued. I thought, do you know what? Fair
Think
play.
of shit, does she?
Fair
Fair.
play.
I did think that was a risk though, because if she got another yellow for that, like, there's a chance, right? They were like, okay, another one for just being cheeky.
Yeah, for sure. And listen, you know, you're good, but you're only good if you can play. So
True.
you get a red card, that's you.
She got some absolute screamers, like the one that she got where she like just appeared out and she like punched it like that. I think she took a hit herself. She landed on her face, I think, which, yeah, she's not afraid to move, but like, I'm
gonna sip my tea when I say that.
I was going to say Sabs, but it wasn't Sabs, it was DVD. I forgot for a second. DVD did a good job. DVD did a good job.
Play for Arsenal. DVD did a good job, although she didn't really have to do all that much. A lot more Everton pressing in the first half. Would have been nice to see them try it a little in the second half, but I think they just thought they in the half time in that changing room, the coach just said, "Girls, defend. Don't even try. It's not even worth attacking." Just and that's what they did. And you know what? The scoreline reflects that. So,
what else was there?
Well, Chelsea, Man United had their match postponed, but Man City beat West Ham.
What was they beaten by?
2-0. Do you want to know who the goal scorers were?
Go for it.
Lauren Hemp and Mary Fowler.
Oh, because hasn't Lauren Hemp?
I hardly know her.
I really know her. Oh, I love that so much. You've completely thrown me there. I've completely forgot what I was going to say. What was that about?
Fowler, 2 goals, Man City. Jill Roord.
Lauren Hemp. She got she's reached something like the youngest player. This is a half fact because I can't remember it. She's the youngest player to reach 50. No, I don't know. I saw something today, and it was like Lauren Hemp is the youngest player to do.
I'm reading it right now. It says I didn't know Hemp was only 24. She's 24, nominated for this year's Ballon d'Or, became the youngest player in WSL history to reach 50 goals.
Perfect. Thank you. And thank you to everyone who got that. Kerry Jones, actor. I knew it was something. I was such a half fact. I was like, I've got something within me. I just don't know what it is.
Loza says that their son was at the Man City match and said it was a really good one.
Yeah. I do like watching Man City play when they're not destroying us.
Well, I just saw that they sold out the Joey or whatever it's called stadium. Their Barcelona match. They've sold it out.
Oh yeah,
it's a fairly sized stadium, so like fair play to them.
I quite like that stadium.
Good game.
We went there, didn't we? And was it last game of the season? Well, last game for us of the season.
I think we definitely were there. I can't remember what game it was, but it was nice. It was a beautiful day. We just come from St George's, and
producer Bros has got tickets. Bros takes Barca.
Nice.
Hands, but facts like that make me think, what have I done with my life when Hempo is 8 years my junior? You know what? I sometimes get like that when I think about like all the things Lucy Bronze has achieved when she's like 2 years older than me. But also, they've got to retire quite young. You've got to. Then there's a lot of life to fill. They've got to do a whole career change. Yeah. So you know what? Don't beat yourself up. That's what I'm going, because then I don't have to beat myself up.
That's our unsolicited advice for this week. Don't beat yourself up.
Don't beat yourself up.
Don't 24 Ballon d'Or nominee is scoring 50 goals.
God's sake. Also, Jill Roord
returned with a roaring re-entry into.
Yeah, you like her, don't you? She's on the list with Leah Volti for you.
Listen.
She's your Lucy Bronze.
Everyone needs a Lucy Bronze. First start in 256 days, so not an insignificant amount of time to be out. ACL.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, played 45 minutes. good return. Good to see her back, and I know that the ACL injury train has not stopped, which is a shame.
Is it Everton that's out? Everton's got 2 out now or something.
I think so, yeah. What else did we have? We had Liverpool Spurs 3-2 to Liverpool.
Oh.
I haven't had a chance to watch the highlights of this game, which was my job today, but I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole reading about mountains again in work.
Mountains?
Nothing to do with my job, just really wanted to learn about K2.
Give us one mountain fact. Go off piste.
Give us a good mountain. Oh, I see what you did there. Oh no, you put me on the spot.
I wasn't really going to that home.
Here's one. Yes, Everest is the tallest mountain if you go from sea level, but if you're going below the sea, the tallest mountain is actually in Hawaii.
Do you know what it's called?
Powell or something like that.
Powell.
I mean, I don't think it is, but it's something like that. It's like Ka something. Anyway, now apparently the Liverpool Spurs game was a little bit of a drama fest. There were penalties, there were own goals, and yeah, apparently it was just everyone was getting a little bit shirty. So I'm looking forward to watching the highlights from that. But if you saw earlier, and I'm going to give a little plug now. So anybody who's watching in mine or Ali's, go and give us some love on Instagram. We have started an Instagram account. You'll find it at allthequeer.someidea. And I posted Mary Hobinger on it earlier. I'm very excited for our live. She scored 2 of those goals, including a penalty in the 95th minute. So yeah, go and give it some love. It's where we'll be posting maybe some behind the scenes, 2 of us doing stuff, and some more fun, just fun.
Just fun stuff. Just
fun.
Just fun. Just a little bit of fun in it. Are you ready for 5 minutes on?
I'm ready for 5 minutes on.
Are you ready for 5 minutes on?
What's that?
So we said this month, well, we didn't say this month. This month is Black History Month in the UK. Not in America.
Yeah, it's the other way around.
Yeah, they have LGBTQ History Month in October and Black History Month in February, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, something like that.
Because I work for an American company and then they all tell me that I'm wrong and I'm like, I'm not, I'm just British. Okay, but Black History Month special. So 5 minutes on. I'm gonna go for Hope Powell. What do you know? Say nothing so that I can tell you everything.
What do I know about Hope Powell?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know a lot, and that's a shame.
Okay, off we go. So Hope Powell is the OG Serena Wiegmann. So she was the first coach for the women's national team for England, proper one. And she started doing that in 1998, and she kept the role for over 15 years. So first full-time coach for the England women's team. Okay, so, but first, let's go back. Because first, before she was coach, what was she? She was a very successful footballer. Yeah, that's right. So she made a debut for England in 1983. But before that, she was playing for Millwall Lionesses. And then she changed a little bit, did a little stint somewhere else. And that somewhere else has just left my brain, but let me check my notes. No, she went Millwall, then Fulham, then Millwall, and then Croydon. And Croydon's where she kind of really kicked off her career. So Croydon FC, I think it was. With them, she got to 4 FA Cup finals. She won a double one year. She won 2 FA Cups, and she won the FA Cup and the league one year, so she got the double. And then when she was at Millwall FC, I think she holds the record for the most goals. Oh, I didn't write down the fact, but it's definitely something like that. I saw it last minute. Anyway, That's what she did with that. Okay, then when she went to England, so she had her first cap in 1983, and she played 1983, I think, to 98. So I think she was playing the whole time through those years. She got 66 caps for England, and as a time in the England team, she scored 35 goals for the team as an attacking midfielder. I think it was, attacking midfielder.
Better than I could do.
Tea break. Like I said, she was the first ever full-time coach for the England women's team, and she held the position for 15 years. So in that time, she took them to 2 Euros. Wait a minute, was it 2 Euros championships? Oh my God, my facts are all over the place. No, it was 2 Women's World Cups.
Milky water break.
Shut up. I'm embarrassed by this tea. Don't send me anymore. Okay, so she took England women to 2 World Cups.
Nice.
4 Euros. And I think 1 Euros quarterfinal and 1 Euros semi-final.
So taking them far, not just taking them far.
Yeah. And I think that they were I think the Euros quarterfinal was 2005, the Euros semi-final was 2009. So since then, obviously, we've had 4 more Euroses to the point where we've won. So she's
laying that groundwork.
She's laying the groundwork. She's a pacemaker.
That is 15 years of laying the groundwork for England to soar.
And I think as well, she was born in 1966. I think so. When she was born, the ban was in place. So she's literally one of the literal the word used game changer.
Yeah.
So she'll have gone from having barely anyone watch the games to when we had London 2012, the Olympics. She was the manager at the time for the England women's team, and there was a crowd when we played of 80,000 people. Which 2012 to say we sold out Wembley for the Euros, was that the first time? And that was close to 90,000.
Yeah.
There's 10 more years for us to get that extra 10,000 in there. It's a pretty
not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Okay, what else can I tell you? Oh yeah, she also has a degree in sports science, and an honorary doctorate.
Nice.
The classic. What else can I say about Hope Powell?
What's she currently doing?
I like this fact. Hold on, I'll get to that. So, she was speculated that she was going to be the first ever female coach of a men's team because she was affiliated in the press with Grimsby Town.
Oh.
GTFC.
Grimsby Town.
Grimsby Town. And now she works at Birmingham, so we get to see her. We saw her at you didn't. It was the game that you weren't at, and looked up to the thing. She was in the back of the crowd. And I was like, so Powell. So yeah, I think she's head coach at Birmingham.
She's director.
Oh yeah, she's not head coach. She's called Amy, I think. Yeah, so she's here at most of the Birmingham games. Hoping to make change there too, and that's Hope Powell.
And that is Hope Powell. So she pioneered, she trailblazed, and now she's still working in the football world.
Yeah, I think she became a coach, started her coaching qualifications aged 19, and in 2003 she became the first ever female coach to receive FIFA Pro qualification.
Nice.
So yeah, I don't know what the word is. It's not game changer, but what do you say? When you do you're the first one to do it. Oh, I'm tired. But she's the first one to do a lot of things. She's phenomenal. That's what I'm trying to say. Pioneer, that's the word. Thank you, Brent. Pioneer, trailblazer, history maker. One of those was great. Thank you, Hope Powell. Pioneer, trailblazer, history maker, England, Croydon FC, now Birmingham FC. There you go. Got there in the end.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting her, hopefully. Hopefully we can get a little chance to meet her. Let's manifest.
Oh, Kaylee's dropped in another thing. She also brought in basic salaries for the Lionesses. So obviously now they're fully professional, but that's not that recent.
All had to start with someone.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think a lot of the progress that we have now, the game, I think 15 years as England manager, There's a massive difference between what it'll have been like when she started in 1998 to what happened when she left in 2013. I think she was supposed to be, I think her last tournament was supposed to be the 2013 Euros, but we didn't qualify, which I think was kind of a bit of a hit for her. But yeah, stunning stuff.
Stunning stuff.
Stunning stuff. I think Birmingham almost lost her to Grimsby Town Football Club.
Hey, listen, and Grimsby Town would have greatly benefited, I'm sure.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Okay, so thank you very much for dropping them facts about Hope Powell.
Pleasure.
I didn't know much about her. I now know a lot more.
Glad to be of service.
Job well done. I'm also going to I'm going to continue on the theme. This is for no fucking clue. Because actually, you know, you put up a video earlier about what we can do to help amplify voices, right? So Ali put up a TikTok earlier. I encourage you all to go watch it.
Women's football has a diversity issue.
About, you know, what the diversity problem that we have in top flight football. I mean, you talked about Arsenal. We joke about it being a team of blonde
FC, famously.
FC, and that is true. It like football does have a diversity problem. I mean, ED&I is a problem across the board, especially like you said in your video. Well, I'm not going to spoil it all. Go and watch it. But
you can spoil it. It's not that good.
Amplifying voices is a really important thing, and I think that we can both agree that it's something that we want to do with this platform is amplify diversity.
Yeah.
And use the platform to share stories and spread good things. So with that being said, I unfortunately had no fucking clue about a lot of these players that I'm about to talk about, and that's a real shame. And hopefully, moving forward, these are now some names that we will all know. So continue with Black History Month special. I'm gonna give some mini profiles on some Black Lionesses and how they pioneered playing for the Lionesses. So some you might have heard of, some you might not have. And we're going to start with someone called Kerry Davis. And if you're an avid reader of the BBC, like I am,
avid.
when I'm not, and I know some people say, oh, you need to read like lots of different news. There's just something about the Beeb. I just love having a little scroll. Anyway,
the Beeb, the British Broadcasting Company,
the Beeb.
God, and your ancestors returning in the grave.
By the by, the BBC put out a really good article about this, a little video of her talking to Leah Williamson. I'm going to start by talking about Kerry Davis because she was the first Black Lioness. So a year before Hope Powell made her debut for the Lionesses, Kerry Davis, aged 19 in 1982, came on. They were playing a match in Crewe. Who were they playing against? Northern Ireland.
Yes. Oh, Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland.
Oh, Northern Ireland.
They're playing against Northern Ireland in Crewe, and she came on, age 19, made her debut, first Black woman to play for England. She scored twice in that game, and you know this was paved the way for the likes that we see today: Lauren James, Alex Scott, Hope Powell, all of those players that we know and watch now. She really paved the way for them. So she represented England. She went on to represent them 82 times between 1982 and 1998. So around the same, she was a contemporary of Hope Powell.
Yeah.
And actually, until Ellen White, and now her name has gone from my head, but until Ellen White and the name that's just gone from my head, scored lots of goals. She was the record goal scorer for England with 44 goals.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's Kerry Davis.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Where's my little sheet gone?
I need to store that fact in my brain because that's the kind of thing that'll come up in a quiz.
In March this year, she received the Keith Alexander Award from the Football Blacklist, which recognised her achievements. And then 2 months later, she got a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2024 Women's Football Awards. And only this year are these things being recognised. So she represented England in the 1984 UEFA Championship final and England's first Women's World Cup in 1995. She was on the squad for both of those events.
Ah, so was her pal.
There you go.
Yeah, read that one.
So she played for Crewe. And
Kelly Smith is the name you forgot.
Yeah. How dare I?
How dare you?
How dare I?
Wearing that jumper.
I know.
Take it off.
She
You
played
don't deserve to wear the crest. I forget. I can't comment. I'm going to push you back down the Emirates for that.
Played for Crewe, and then she went to Italy for 4 years, and then she came back and she played again for Crewe, Liverpool, and Croydon. So that's Kerry Davis. I've also got, if you care to stay, I've got a couple of.
No, I don't. I'm sorry.
A couple more Black Lionesses, including Mary Phillip in 1996. She made her debut. She was the first black player to captain the England women's senior team.
Captain.
Oh!
What was the name again?
Mary Phillip.
Mary Phillip.
She was a defender. She had a 13-year career, 65 caps for England. She played for Fulham, Arsenal, and Chelsea. She retired in 2008. She won 8 FA Cups, 5 Premier League titles, and she's now the coach of Peckham Town. So she stayed in football, but quite a career to her. Again, a name I'd not heard.
Mm-hmm. Quick question we've got, and I don't know if you know the answer to it, but it might be one that we get later. Has there ever been a Black Lioness goalkeeper? Yeah. Kerry. Fuck's sake.
Chiara Keating?
Keating? She a Lioness? Yeah, she played for the senior team?
Pretty sure.
I think she has. Oh, she at least was on the squad. I don't know if she played.
Yeah. That's one for us to check.
We'll come back to you on that.
We'll come back to you on that. And then I'm now going to talk about Eniola Aluko, who in 2004 she made her debut, but when she featured for the Lionesses at the 2005 Euros, she was just casually doing her A-levels. Just doing her A-levels and debuting at the Euros.
Standard.
That's just what she was doing.
Well, I guess in 2005, they wouldn't have been professional, would they?
No.
Or maybe they were. Maybe that was when the basic wage came in. But imagine doing your A-levels and on the weekend being in the Euros.
And then they're like, oh, sorry, I'm just revising for physics. And also, I'm just actually popping out to play in the Euros.
Yeah, I was just in the changing rooms with your textbooks out. Can you be quiet? Sorry, I'm revising.
She remained a key figure for the next 12 years. She represented the Lionesses in the World Cups in 2007, 2011, 2015, and the Euro finals. So, not finals. Does that say finals? Euro finals of 2005 and 2009. Oh, yes, I guess because they lost. She reached 105 caps for England, 33 goals, and she represented her hometown, playing for BCFC.
Birmingham City Women's Football Club.
Yeah, she played for Charlton, Chelsea, Juventus. She won 4 FA Cups, 3 WSL titles. She's now the sporting director at Aston Villa and Angel City in the USA. She was awarded an MBE last year, and she's listed in 2020 Power list of 100 most influential Black Britons. So that is Eniola Aluko.
Does she do a podcast?
Quite possibly. It did not. The list did not say. But
maybe it's not her. Anyway.
I'm going to finish off with somebody that Loza's saying Chiara hasn't debuted yet. So she was at the last camp, but she's not debuted yet.
Okay, maritime.
I'm going to finish by talking about somebody we all know and love, Alex Scott. Arsenal and Lionesses legend.
Do you love Alex Scott?
13-year international career, 140 caps, 12 goals, 3 World Cups, 07, 11, 15, 4 Euros, 05, 09, 13 and 17. Played for, again, BCFC and Boston Breakers over in America. And she's now a very, very familiar face in the media. Popular presenter, broadcaster and writer is Alex Scott.
Yeah, I've read her book. Actually, I audio lip booked it. It's even better because she was telling me the story.
Oh, is it good?
It's really good. It's really good.
Alex Scott's not the one who got kidnapped in Russia, is she?
Yeah.
Read the book. Everybody read the book.
Yeah, and she's so casual about it.
I remember you told me from the book and it made me want to read the book.
Yeah, I was listening to it on audiobook, and I remember because I listened to it before I go to bed. Like, it just suddenly escalated from like her going to Russia to do something to do with football media, and then she got kidnapped, and I was like, Alex Scott, what?
I want to learn more.
Yeah, she met. Yeah, Holly said she got kidnapped. And I know that this is not football related, but it kind of is, because the reason she got away was because she was doing something to do with women's football in Russia and helping like girls in Russia, something along those lines. And then she'd met with Vladimir Putin the day before at the Kremlin, and then she'd had a picture taken with him and the government. And then when she got kidnapped, the guy, it was a taxi. She got in a taxi, and then the guy put on his phone, "Women don't get out of my taxi." Got it like he like put it in Russian and translated to it, read it out, and then tried to steal her. Basically said that he was gonna do all the things to her, which I don't want my TikTok to take me off if I say it out loud. And then the way she got out was because she panicked and she said, "If you kill me, Vladimir Putin will come for you." And he was like, "Of course he will, whatever." And then she whipped out a photo of her and Vladimir Putin. He panicked because that's, you know. And then he just pushed her out the side of the road or something like that.
Crazy. That is mad.
And then apparently another guy who was working on the same project, he got the same thing happened to him, but he got beaten up, put in hospital. So she was really saved.
Yeah. For having that picture of her and Putin.
Yeah. But yeah, great audiobook. She also talks about how when she was younger, she couldn't, she had like speech issues and she didn't speak till she was quite a lot older, and she was quite quiet. And it covers a lot of things like body dysmorphia and, well, not just body dysmorphia, but she talks about how she was a footballer, so she had quite like strong thighs, and how like she just didn't look like other girls in the sense of being a teenager. And no matter what you look like, there's an issue with how you look to you, isn't there? But yeah, it's a really good audiobook. Alex Scott, I think that one was a good one to have as an audiobook because she talks about her speech and how, I think it was Piers Morgan. I'm really telling you everything that happens in the book. I'm not. There's a lot that happens in the book. But everyone loves to hate him, Piers Morgan. He criticises her. I think it's him. I can't remember. But he criticises her accent, which basically is criticising is classism, isn't it? And says that she shouldn't be on TV, that she shouldn't be commentating or something like that.
Oh, I think I remember seeing this.
Yeah, and she snaps back, but she does it well. Yeah, really good audiobook. And obviously, because it's read in her accent, it makes the story really work because a lot of it is about speech.
Yeah.
Wish I could remember what the book's called.
I'll have to add it to my list of books that I want to read. But...
Free to listen to on Spotify if you already pay. By the way, this is not sponsored by Alex Scott or Alex Scott's book. I just really like it.
Would like to.
But if Alex Scott, you ever get to listen to this, I really, really liked your book. How Not to Be Strong. That's it. It's called that. How Not to Be Strong.
There we go.
Very good book. Very good book.
I will add it to my must read. But yeah, those are some of the Black Lionesses. So what I would recommend you do, because there are way more than I even touched upon there, is on England's website. I think that's where I was reading about all these. You sent me the link. They've done like a Black History Month special about all of the Black Lionesses, and you can read like little bits about their history. There's a couple of videos in there that are really good. So I recommend. I'll share the link on the Instagram I'll share the link on the Instagram
You little activities.
after this live.
Cute. I enjoyed that. Thank you. Do we know how many Black Lionesses there have been? Because I know that obviously the number is countable, which is the.
Let me just open the tab that is.
And also, just to say this, going back to what you were saying earlier about bringing in the basic wage, was it Powell bringing in the basic wage for the Lionesses? When I was watching Emma and Izzy, the Sportess, doing their interviews with all the players, and they asked what Lauren James's first job was, and she was like, football. And I was like, why haven't you had a shitty job? This is just...
You also worked in McDonald's and Tesco.
Yeah, why haven't you suffered like I have under those grills?
To answer your question, there have been 20. Actually, I'm not sure. But
Shannon's beat you to it.
The 24 Black players that have represented England women's senior team.
24 Black Lionesses we've got here. Shannon's put the same thing. Yeah. That's reliable data. You've both put the same thing.
It's on England Football. And again, I'll share the link. But yeah, really, really worth a read of all of those fantastic careers. And some of the stuff that they've gone on to do is brilliant as well. And obviously we still have players coming up through the development teams and the under 15s and the under 17s and the under 19s and all of those teams as well. So hopefully seeing more and more diversity in representing England, in representing Britain and all of the home nations national teams, because there is talent in every sector of society, and diversity is a really, really huge part of what makes where we live a great place to live. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rich and cultural and everything else. So let's keep amplifying it and let's keep talking about it, because
I agree. Thanks, Kate. We've got a few, I think a lot of people enjoyed that. Lawrence put, as a scientist, Ali, it needs to be 3 answers for reliability. Well, technically it needs about 300 if we're going to be honest, but I don't think we've got time for that. Okay, so we got a question a while ago, which I said I'd come back to, which you saw me not looking at you. That was because I was typing. And it was a non-football one. And they have also said you don't have to answer it if you don't feel comfortable, but it was, why can't I find it? Blah, 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 blah. It was something like, how have you become so comfortable with talking about your queerness, or something like that. I think it was from someone called Marley. So if you can put that again so I can get it right, that would be great, because I can't remember what the question was. But I'm comfortable answering that if you are.
Yeah.
So I don't think I was comfortable for a lot of time. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, and I didn't come out till I was 24, 25. So I've been, I don't know if I was closeted for a long time. I think I was in denial for a long time. Which I don't know if that counts as being in the closet. I think that I was probably only properly in the closet for a year. I don't know. I think it was a year actually not acknowledging, not talking about it and hiding a relationship. Whereas I think the years before that, I thought I was queer potentially, but I was in an 8-year relationship with a man and didn't have to address it. Just sweep. And one thing you know about me, if I can sweep something under the carpet and deal with it later, I'm going to do it.
Wait, procrastination? You?
Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Hey, you were early to the Emirates yesterday.
I was early to netball today by 3 minutes.
I mean, was I earlier than you and I wasn't playing? Yes.
No one needs to hear your glory, Katie.
What are you going to do? Shove me?
Yeah, well, get some core strength.
Noodle arms.
Yeah, well, you know, I can't help who I am. But how did I get comfortable with it? I think actually speaking to queer people, I think I didn't have a lot of I had no queer representation growing up. I didn't know a single person who was gay, male or female, but definitely not female. I think I knew a few gay men. My sister had a friend who we literally referred to as Gay Tom. And that says it all. He was the only gay We knew.
Only get
But yeah, my area wasn't a place for diversity in any ways. Everything, to be fair, I can be honest and say a lot of the things that I understand to be right, and I've had to unlearn a lot of, not behaviours, I don't know what the word is, but the things that I was maybe grew up in terms of like environment and views. You do obviously grow up with what's, I think things like my view of what feminism was, and my view of like what women should be like, my views on queerness, my views on diversity, different heritages and backgrounds. I have had to unlearn and relearn the right way, which I'm not ashamed to say. And I think it'd have been worse if I'd have, kept the views of my undiverse background. I don't know how you'd word that. Not very good at language.
Great.
Thank you. What about you? How were you? When did you feel comfortable with it?
It took me a while as well, to be honest. Yeah, someone here, Rosie's just said internalized homophobia. That's definitely
a lot.
I experienced. Because again, just grew up in an environment where queer people just weren't around, or if they were around, I wasn't interacting with them or didn't have a knowledge of them. I mean, I think that like one of our teachers at school, a PE teacher, was a lesbian, but she was never talked about nicely. Like nobody ever was saying like nice things about her. So I'm ashamed to say that Northern Ireland is still, unfortunately, quite a homophobic place, although we are making steps in the right direction. I mean, our government is famously homophobic. But I think when you grow up in, and like you said, an environment where you're not hearing about that stuff, and that actually when you do hear about that stuff, it's cast in a very negative light.
Yeah.
You grow up feeling that not only is it negative, but then when you have those feelings yourself, you feel like a deep shame about yourself. And I think I battled with that shame for years and years. I mean, I came out when I was 19. To the wider world, I'd been out for a little bit, maybe since I was about 18. So like not that long until I was like, I'm gonna put it on Facebook. I baked a cake and I put it on Facebook. But
you baked a cake?
Yeah, that said yesterday. And as you are a scientist, you will dislike this, even though it's physics. I did a rainbow on the cake, but I did it upside down, so it wasn't really a rainbow, was it?
Did it upside down?
I did the colours upside down.
What were you on?
That's the fun. I don't know.
It's a song.
I know. And we also didn't have all the colours of the rainbow, so it was just kind of like a green, red, and blue rainbow.
Out of everything you've just said, that's the most upsetting thing. I was shamed in my queerness, blah blah blah. You can't do a rainbow right. I'm not interested anymore.
I'm out.
That's it.
But so even though I was out since I was 19, I still held a lot of that internalized homophobia, and I wasn't like proud to be. Rogue says that's not a rainbow, that's just stripes. But yeah, you're right, Rogue. But I feel like, and I don't. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't really know when that shift happened. I don't really know when it just switched inside my head to be like, actually, if you continue denying yourself this happiness, this like queer happiness, then you're gonna be miserable. I'm not quite sure when that switch happened, but it did happen, and I've never been happier in my queerness. I'm very proud. I don't want to shy away. I think especially because of the job I have and the chance to be a representative that I have. I don't want to. I never want a kid. I think we all know now I'm a teacher. I would never want a kid to feel the way I felt.
Yeah.
About being gay or being queer or queer relationships. And I think it's a really powerful thing to be able to be, front facing in your community and be like, yeah, this is me, and I'm happy, and I have a happy life, and I have a happy relationship, and I have a happy job, and I have, the things I do are good, and it's not that my entire life is about being queer, but being queer is a big part of it. So of course it intersects with lots of different bits of my life, and I'm proud about that.
Yeah, that was a really nice way of putting it. I think, and I think I like the fact that you are, like, the fact that you're a teacher and you are so open about it. Like, I love that. Like I said, I didn't have any, I don't think anyone was queer at my school, teacher-wise, or we were never really spoken about it. The one thing I can remember is that we had a sports day, and it was back when, I don't know if this is still what kids do, but I know when we were younger, like, the classic insult was like, that's gay. And it was like, well, if anything was bad, it was like gay. And actually the hardest thing is like almost conditioning out that on myself at one point. Like, and I remember we had like school houses. We went to Cleethorpes, down to King Edward's track to go and go. You saw it the other day.
Mine was really far from your school. So
it's really far from my school. Yeah, and we went to do the sports day, and then I remember the team that was winning, the house called Hansard or something, and then the entire school started chanting, except for Hansard gay, at the, like, it was like the whole school started chanting it. I remember at the time being sat there being like, you obviously cannot not associate gay as bad. Like, if everybody's basically saying, I hate that team, and their chant is just that team's name and gay, well, it doesn't mean, oh, this is great. But I do remember the next day we had like a massive school assembly, and we were all completely scolded. And I remember it being everyone laughing afterwards and being like, oh, they're making a big deal out of nothing. And I remember the head teacher being like, shouting hands are gay, our school is not homophobic, and going on about it. And I remember at the time being like, oh, that wasn't homophobic. And it's only like now that I'm older that I'm like, how could I not see that was clearly like, that's clearly, if you're associating a word with meaning awful, and it doesn't mean that, then that is what that is. But I just think there was so much, like, I know that everyone's like, oh, snowflakes nowadays, but you're like, are we snowflakes, or are we just stating the obvious? Like, is it really that deep? Just don't call people gay if you mean bad.
And languages change. Language changes all the time. Like, we're not, like, people are like, oh, why are people always trying to reclaim words and change words? It's like, because it's, maybe we shouldn't be saying these bad things. Like, maybe it's okay to, like, change how we talk about things and change how we understand things, because we've learned more and we are trying to be more inclusive and accepting. Like, why is it a bad thing? Yeah.
One of the things as well that I did at work was about I run like sessions for people on like ED&I. One of the things we did was on I'll call it Queercabulary, the session, and like just basic terms. I was like, you don't need to be scared of using these words. These are just words, like pronouns. You actually use them all the time. But one of the things that someone said immediately was like, I just feel like there's so many words now. Like, we're constantly being told that we have to say things. I'm like, you don't have to say it. In reality, you don't have to get this right. You could go around just not caring, and you don't have to do it. But at the end of the day, if you saying the right word could change someone's day, why wouldn't you just do it? I was like, and there was just so many things to know. And I'm like, but if you get it wrong, you get it wrong. No one really cares if you get it wrong, as long as you're willing to get it right. And I think as well, you see things like, oh, there's all these new words. You know what? 20 years ago, we didn't have words to describe the internet. Are you just not going to use them because 20 years ago they didn't exist? Are you not going to talk about downloading something or uploading something or the World Wide Web just because it didn't exist 20 years ago? Bore off. It's because you're homophobic. Bad enough.
And that's that on that.
And that's on that. Also, there's one more question. I can't remember. I saw it as it popped up, and it was, what's the difference between queer and lesbian? So queer is more of a, and you can pop if I get this wrong, I might do. Queer is more of like an all-encompassing word. So anyone who fits within the LGBTQ plus community, you could define as queer. It's kind of an umbrella term. If you don't really want to label yourself, or you want a quick one, or you just want to say you're in a room with a gay, a bi, and a lesbian, and you want to just quickly say we're all queer. Whereas lesbian is specifically a woman loving woman.
Yeah, that's how I would define it too.
Yeah. Umbrella versus singular.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, what did we miss about football? Little gay tangent.
And that section was called unsolicited life advice. I said it was solicited this time.
This time it was a little bit solicited.
With 230 somethings.
Okay, what do we miss? I put down Crystal Palace getting their first win in the WSL.
Yep, well done to Crystal Palace. What was the score?
I think it was 2-0 against Leicester.
It was 2-0 against Leicester. So Leicester, that's them lost their last 2 matches because they lost to Arsenal last week.
They're bottom of the league now, aren't they?
Eh?
Are they bottom of the league?
Let's have a little look at the table in real time.
Because I think Crystal Palace went up to 8th. Obviously, Chelsea haven't played. I don't know how that. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert.
In 10th, Crystal Palace went up to 8th. You're correct. Arsenal are 6th in the league.
We're not playing great, so I believe that.
Brighton are 3rd in the league. Followed by Man U, Liverpool. Top of the table currently is City and then Chelsea. So,
No, stop it. Stop it right now. I didn't see that coming.
Bottom. So even though Everton drew yesterday against Arsenal, they're still bottom.
I did find a fact for what did we miss that you might enjoy.
Oh, tell me.
Well, you won't enjoy the fact, but you might enjoy that I know. Cliftonville won the Northern Irish Premiership after beating Glentoran.
Listen. I have to give it to them. They had an unbeaten run.
Mm-hmm.
They won every single game. And listen.
We're listening.
It's the second title in 3 years. And
they win 6-0.
They have a perfect record of 15 wins. That's not insignificant. So they are, you know the way Arsenal had the Invincibles, where they went a whole season unbeaten, men's team. Cliftonville, this is their Invincibles.
Their invincible season. Listen.
Invincible season.
Other fact, I had Jordan Nobbs. You shared it yesterday. Jordan Nobbs, only player to have played in every year of the WSL.
Every WSL season.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Girl from Arsenal, played for Arsenal.
Good.
We do love a bit of Jordan Nobbs.
Wasn't the one player who's played against... Oh, that was Viv. Played against every team in the WSL. Yeah. Everyone's laughing because you said listen so many times. No. Listen.
I just did it again.
Was that on purpose? That's on purpose. Listen.
I'm getting flashbacks to a couple of hours ago in my classroom. You want to know how many times I say listen a day? Actually, last year my kids kept a tally in the back of the book. The number of times I said we.
Fair. You do say it a lot.
Oh, hang on. Inactivity. I've been inactive allegedly.
Classic.
That's classic me being inactive.
And then the other thing I put down, because they're coming up. Oh no, wait. Someone just went. Never mind. Scratch that. The Lionesses playing soon. Maybe we should start talking about them. But the thing that I was thinking of was the conversation around, and it breaks my heart, but like, I'm gonna raise it. Maria is potentially not getting the number 1 jersey.
How do you feel about that? Because you are a Merps fan.
I'm a Earps diehard fan.
You're a big Merps fan.
Yeah. I don't know. To be fair, I haven't watched anything about how she's doing at PSG. I just know that she isn't getting a lot of clean sheets.
No, she's not had a fantastic start. from what I've seen.
Yeah, but they were talking about it in Crossways, the Ian Wright, Steph Horton podcast, and I don't know, because Steph, I'm not really that worried, that she might be tainted by the fact that obviously Serena Wiegman didn't play her, kind of cut her out of the Lionesses, which I still don't know how we feel about that overall. But she thinks if you start losing at your team or you're not getting great playtime, then she's not likely to choose you. And that is kind of what Serena Wiegman said before.
Yeah.
So, don't know. Like, obviously, it'll break my heart. Like, Mary Earps is one of the reasons I love the Lionesses. But then you just don't know.
Like, she's such a like a personality player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, but yeah, then who'd it be other? Hannah Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton, Roebuck, Keating.
Yeah, Roebuck. Do you think Roebuck's back? Is Roebuck, has she played yet for Barcelona?
Let me have a look. Tapping.
Dibbity tapping. I think the only other player that's started for England is Hampton. I think Ellie Roebuck probably has played, but I don't think she's ever been a starting player yet. And then she was obviously out for ages with her illness.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see who gets called up to camp. And I'm looking forward to the games. We've got our first one coming up on the 25th of October.
Yeah.
Which will be good. And then we've got tickets to a couple more as well.
It's 25th of October. Is that Wembley or Coventry?
On 25th. I am not sure.
Just asking you a lot of questions, and I'm not doing anything to find the answer out myself.
Well, I do have my laptop here open, so I can't.
I do not. There's nothing I can do other than ask and
Germany
hope.
at Wembley.
Germany at Wembley. Ooh.
I think that the one that you're thinking of, I think I could go to it because it's half term. If it's
yeah.
Because my life is obviously dictated by school and school holidays.
Last time I watched England versus Germany was the Euros final.
And how was that for you?
Don't know if I've mentioned, but I was at the Euros final.
Were you at the Euros final?
I was at the Euros final.
So England, Germany, and then we're going to England, South Africa, and then we're also going to England, USA on the 30th of November, which I'm.
You're going to you are going to that one?
Yeah, those are the three I'm going to. But I think I can't make the England-Switzerland game because it's like on a random Tuesday or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's not at Wembley. It's at Bramall Lane.
Oh yeah, I think we decided that. You know what though? I've got a few things to say about that one. Huh?
We're gonna have a watch party.
Yeah. So I think that one, it annoys me that it is actually, because I think that Sheffield could have really filled out a stadium, but they've given them a shit deal and put it on a random Tuesday.
It's the 3rd of December, which is a Tuesday.
I think they could have had that. Could have been such a great thing. Like if they do manage to sell it out, absolutely amazing, because there's barely ever an England game up north. Like that could have been like a really great thing for Sheffield, and I love Sheffield. Well, I would have happily gone for the weekend.
Yeah, if it had been a weekend game, we would have been right up there.
Anyway, by the by. Do you want to do what I'm proud of?
Oh yes, let's do it. Keely's just to jump in on the end of that Lionesses chat says, where are we sitting? The answer is we have no idea.
No idea. Never do.
Our tickets, and we literally, this is how this works. Amy buys the tickets. She is like a little machine. She loves it.
So quick.
She loves it. We could have got home advantage tickets for Arsenal, and then our seats would have been sorted every game. No.
Yeah.
We said, I love the rush. I love the thrill.
She does love the thrill.
We said, we can't take that away from her. We can't take that away from Amy.
No.
So she sits with her little computer open and she she gets them tickets. And what we do is we turn up on the day, and she even scans us in and then we just sit where we're told.
I don't do a thing. I've got a constant Monzo. You know what? If I ever get, if you get like a mortgage and they like audit your accounts, they'll be like, "Why are you consistently transferring different amounts of money to this woman every week? So much money leaves your account and goes to Amy." Like, it's not what you
standing order.
It's not drugs. It is in fact football tickets.
Yes.
Okay, there's a first I'm proud of come through, and it's for you. It's I'm proud of Katie for creating a safe space for her students and being a role model we all wish we had growing up.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you love that. Cute. I love that too.
Rosie is proud for starting a new course in social media marketing this week. Well done, Rosie. It's not easy to start new things, so big ups.
Big ups indeed. Holly's put, I'm here for the Amy, Katie and Ali friendship. It is one of the greatest. I love a little trio. And then we get a little M every now and again as well.
The girl.
Which leaves the toilet eventually. Shannon's proud of completing her first 10k run yesterday. Broke her toe in the process. You won't be doing another 10k for a while, but well done.
Which toe?
What do you say?
Depends which toe.
You can't really run on a broken toe.
It's strapped up. You're fine.
I don't know. It's a risk. It can be quite painful. I think when you misjudge how much you do need your toes. Think about when you walk, you spread them as you push off.
True.
Like every...
I mean, I've never thought about that before, and now I feel like every time I push off, I'm going to think about my toes.
I do, because I think about it because I've got spreaders, as you know. I like that. When I put my feet, they look like this, then they hit the floor, and they're well.
Yes. Amy, Amy said she's in my chat now. She says, I'm proud of Katie for not choking on the toothpick when she was pushed.
You were not pushed. You were slightly shoved.
Amy, was I pushed and were you also pushed?
Amy was not pushed. I was showing her this is how little force I put in. I did a slight touch. She fucking flew as well. You two can't stand up. I refuse to take this.
Amy says, and I quote, I nearly fell to my death also.
God's sake.
You'll never beat the allegations.
You know what? I'm taking you two to the gym. You need to get some core strength. That's all I'm saying. Not having this. Not having it at all.
Eileen says that she's proud of us both for creating this safe space every week. Keely says, I'm proud of just taking each day as it comes, one step at a time. That is...
Super proud.
We're proud of you, because that can be tough.
That can be the hardest thing. Em's proud of myself for starting a new college and really enjoying it and distancing myself to help.
Excellent.
Holly's proud of herself for Sunday. She got to see her artwork all over my local stadium. I saw that. That looked great.
I saw that.
Was that
Is it
Exeter?
called The Grecian? Is the magazine called The Grecian?
Yes. That is right.
Wow.
Oh, I can't read this name. Shrukusi. I'm proud of myself for finally getting to grips with my engineering course at college. 10 out of 10. That sounds tough.
Nice.
Update on the broken toe. Very painful. Standing up hurts.
Don't go for a run.
Don't go for a run.
You know all my earlier advice, just ignore it.
No, sack it off. Kerry, proud to have sorted all our holidays without any stress and even remember where my passport was. 10 out of 10. I can see mine on the side. It definitely needs putting away.
My passport is, well, I couldn't think of where it was, but I found it. It sat where it was always.
Sat. Kate is proud of making stuff happen. Mama and son time at the Emirates on Saturday. That's good. That's a big thing. Managing to coordinate not just yourself but a child. Struggle. Holly's proud of me for making it to netball early, which is, you should be more proud of the fact that I got to the Emirates early. That was, I've screenshotted Amy saying that she's blown away or something like that about my earliness, and I'll hold it close to my heart. Everyone's saying that I'm both a bully and I have super strength, and you know what? Fine. Can't help that I'm hench.
You are hench. I wouldn't say that you're a bully. It was an accidental henchness. It's just a horse and camera.
I can't help it. I can't help who I am. Oh my god, someone's just put my fiance broke his foot yesterday and the wedding is Saturday. Sorry about that, Al.
I hope you like moon boots. Because that's what it's going to be wearing.
He got roomy trousers. Last one. I'm proud of myself for learning North London Forever word for word now. It only took 2 years. Get there in the end. To be fair, there's definitely a bit that I don't know and I just go over it, but it's so loud that you don't know. And I think that will never change because I don't need to know it because every time I get away with it.
Well,
I'm trying to think which bit it is.
For life.
I don't think it's a bit I get wrong. I don't think I don't know it. I think I always say the wrong word.
What bit is it? It's only like 4 lines.
It's when it goes to run through the stone. I always say the wrong bit. I don't know why. There's some things that I just can't get right, and that's just it for me.
Next time I'll definitely not film at that point.
Well, you'll never know because I've learned to make the sounds very believable. Okay, we still haven't thought of a round-off statement.
We have.
Since you weren't down for last week's set of great ones. Which I can't remember. It was like, in Millie Bright we spark, in Lucy Bronze we, I don't know, there's loads of them. In Hemp we dash, in Tune we flash.
Oh.
I think it was a great one. So instead, do we just say goodbye?
Yeah, I think we just say goodbye.
In Lucy Bronze we always lust, minus Katie. Holly's put.
Well, I mean that works for that. Well, we could just in Mead we trust, in Bronze we sort of lost.
In Bronze, Ali lost.
In Bronze, Ali lost.
Okay. Have a great week, everybody, and it's been great.
Yeah, have a great week. We will see you next Monday, 9:30. Go and follow the Instagram.
It's only gonna get better.
It is.
Bye.
Mwah. Bye.
Bye.